Hello guys and welcome. In this video we're gonna talk about the state of esports and what has happened to esports, franchising, capitalism, and what is truly the essence of sports. You see, the whole point of sports was always to see who's the best, right? That's the whole essence. Just like the essence of MOBA genre was pretty much a fight of characters on millions and millions of different fun maps. But esports has so many problems, so let's talk about it in this video. You see, this is the one thing I don't understand about Dota. Why are we forcing something that was never meant to be? Dota, aka Conquest, aka Defense of the Ancients, aka what whole League of Legends and Dota 2 is based on, was never even designed to be a competitive game mode. We kinda forced it, didn't we? Because inherently we don't really understand that the whole point of MOBA genre was millions and millions of different fun maps, not just one. And the fact that we only have one map in League of Legends, the fact that we only have one map in Dota 2, just shows that these guys, not only did they make a total joke out of esports with their franchising and capitalism and handpicking teams and not organizing real rankings and tournaments, they also don't understand their own genre, their own industry. And this is what happens. This is why people have no trust in you guys anymore. You think you can buy everything with money, you know, like you don't do things right and then like you're still getting paid for it. I don't understand, you know. This is not how real world works. You have to have interest, you have to have a ranked infrastructure to support it, you have to reward dedicated players, not just handpicked same 10 players every year and act like you have real esports. Like, that's insanity. Like, honestly, holy shit. And then you have these clips in League of Legends, guy having 5 level advantage and he's doing insane plays. Nobody cares because he has level advantage, because Dota is designed around snowballing. It was never designed to be a competitive map in the first place, so why are we trying to force it? You know, it's like, Jesus, man. You know, when people grow up, you know, they play sports with the community, with people they're close to, and it's a fun times, right? Then comes these big companies who pretty much wanna take control of the space, right? But they inherently don't really understand how to lead esports, you know, how to make profit out of them. And we can even see that today. Like, this, I think this is one of the biggest problems with sports today. It's not even about having real sports and esports anymore. It's just about social media manipulation. You can check some of the biggest sport companies in the world. UFC, right? For example. You have, you know, T1, right? And they don't even organize real online tournaments anymore. They don't even organize real rankings. They literally handpick all their players. So why would anybody care about sports anymore? When you literally handpick all your teams, when you only give few % of the guys actually a chance to prove themselves, play for the spot and earn the spot. Like, that's the whole essence of sports. You have to have real rankings, real online tournaments, real tournaments. Otherwise it's pretty much meaningless everything we do. Right? And this is, I think, a big problem when you put a capitalism guy in charge who has no idea how to lead sports and esports, who has no idea about their job, what are they supposed to do, right? Organize real rankings, organize real tournaments, right? And then people say, you know, if you can check some of the best, biggest games out there, CSGO, League of Legends, Dota 2. Actually kind of funny. How are these 3 games even popular when you realize how mismanaged they actually are and been for like years now? And how can you expect them to be anything more when you, if you actually understand the history of League of Legends, of Dota and CSGO, you realize that all of these are actually just stolen ideas. They actually stole idea from the community, made their own game, and pretty much just capitalized the whole space, right? Dota 2. The whole essence of MOBA genre is millions and millions of community made maps, yet they only have one map, right? They only have one map in Dota 2, they only have one map in League of Legends, which actually goes totally against the genre itself, which was many different maps, community made maps with fight of characters, right? And CSGO, it's like also just a stolen map, stolen idea, right? And then they don't even organize real rankings, real tournaments. They have cheaters. You know, I know they made some like Asian versus American teams. They pre-select those, but man, people don't realize how broken sports are and how esports actually just really show the ugly side of business. When you turn passion into a business, how broken it is. And when you let a capitalism jerk-offs who have no idea how to understand and do things have control over the whole space, right? That's the point. That's the problem with esports, right? And they have one of the most divided. I think the biggest problem with esports is pretty much how divided a lot of people are. They don't do anything to bring it together. They handpick all their teams. They give nobody a chance, right? And I have been playing Smite for like 10 years. I was part of Smite community for 10 years, and I have seen all of this happen and even more. People literally got banned for just talking about other game outside of Conquest Dota. You see, this is how divided our community was. It was not just franchising of esports, it was also how divided we were, just when it comes to game modes alone. Because a lot of these MOBA studios had this outdated MOBA mentality that only one map, only Dota can be competitive. So they pretty much ignored everybody else. They ignored up to 70% of their actual player base, and then wonder why we get bad results. And then another huge problem is, of course, franchising of esports and manipulation of social media. You see, this is the problem with capitalism. It only rewards cheaters and manipulators. It doesn't reward passion and skill. It just rewards guys who are willing to manipulate algorithm, guys who are willing to cheat, right? Guys who call themselves world champions, even though they never were, but they still call themselves world champions because that makes them a lot of money on social media, right? So you literally have to be handpicked to be considered. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. Like, it just pisses me off every time I see anything related to Dota, League of Legends, or CSGO. It just pisses me off because I know not only they stole all of their games, they cheat on Steam charts, but they also kind of make a fool out of the whole industry. They did, right? Dota 2 and League of Legends are supposed to be innovators, but all they did was control the space and divided our community and made joke out of esports. It is anybody that understands the history of Dota, for example, or MOBA genre, or anybody that understands how broken esports are. I think you can relate a bit, you know. It really sucks because, you know, sports in esports, I always load sports, I always load esports, but man, these dogshit companies have no idea what are they doing. I mean, just look at the Dana in UFC, right? One of the biggest sports organizations. That guy had to sell his soul out to Trump and Abu Dhabi at the same time to stay afloat. When all he had to do was organize real rankings and real tournaments, so anybody could come, prove himself, earn the spot, not get handpicked. You know, this is what guys like Dana White really pissed me off. These guys acting like they're doing us a favor when they don't even have basic of understanding of how to lead esports. You know? How can you be one of the biggest? Smite, they made millions. They literally made millions each year, and they're on brink of destruction, and they are still not doing anything differently. It's kind of insane. And then you go on social media, and you just have posts preaching those guys, right? Like, Jesus, man. And then you have guys like Faker, right? Or you have those YouTubers who are not even popular. It's just that half of their comments are promotional accounts, and then people think they're popular. That's the problem with capitalism. It's based on illusion. How long can you keep up the illusion? But it was never meant, it was never designed to be a long-term environment. It was short-term gain, you know? That's why nobody trusts you. You can't even lead sports anymore. It really comes down to these clueless companies who have no idea how to lead sports anymore. You know, franchising, all they care is about control and profit, you know? But it's not a long-term environment. So what do you guys think? You know, I'm gonna go into deep more, but Hello guys, hello guys, and welcome. Today, I just wanna make a quick video asking you guys how are you doing. You know, in this video, I hope you guys are doing fine. In this video, we're gonna talk about different things, from sports, esports, gaming, capitalism. And what have you guys been playing doing lately, I wonder. I really wanted to play some Battlefield 2024, but man, I got boot error, it sucks. And I have to pay monthly subscription if I wanna play WoW more, it sucks too. And Smite 2 just feels dead, even though it's fun sometimes, I love it. But man, we don't even have basic leaderboard. Like, we don't even have basic leaderboard for Arena. And they were saying they're gonna add it, but they didn't do shit. That's the problem, they don't do shit, right? One of the worst, such a bad monetization systems. No, not even basic leaderboards, rewards for most popular game modes, what every MOBA needs to have. No online tournaments. Fucking, oh man. And then so-called pros, I watch them play on YouTube, they barely know how to play. I haven't seen a good support player in like years, literally years. And I watched all Smite SPL games, and there wasn't like one good support player who bought the correct items, because all those guys got handpicked. There is no real online tournaments where anybody could join and we could get the best out of the best. That's the whole point of sports, to see who's the best, right? That's the essence of sports. Just like how the essence of a MOBA genre is fight of characters on millions and millions of different community-made maps, you know? Man, actually insane how CSGO is one of the most popular games on the market when there is so much blatant cheating going on. And oh, CSGO is also a Steam game, the guy who do Steam charts for games, so of course they're probably boosting it with market accounts and so on and so on. And then you go on YouTube and it's the same thing, you just have these botted comments, you know, preaching the guy, but then you just check the creation date and you see it's like 2-year-old account, right? Because these are all fake promotional accounts that they use to manipulate people, manipulate algorithm, and that's why 90% of you have no chance anymore. Because on YouTube, only guys who manipulate algorithm with bots and promotional accounts have a chance. And in esports, what esports? There is no real esports anymore. They have no real rankings, no real online tournaments where anybody could come, play and prove himself and play for the spot. No, they handpick the same 10-15 guys, you know. That's why people say franchising and esports teams have pretty much destroyed esports, and it's true, because when you literally get paid to gatekeep any competition, then you have no sports. That's why nobody respects sports in USA anymore. Just check some of the biggest sports organizations. Instead of organizing real rankings and real online tournaments, they just use bots on social media. That's it. Like, it's kinda insane, and at the end of the day, it's actually YouTube who allowed all this to happen. And capitalism, right? Because capitalism was never designed to be a long-term environment, right? And guys like YouTube, who have these whole platforms, they never do anything about it, and people have been hacking and manipulating and doing all crazy things for years now, and YouTube's never doing anything about it. And then on top of that, a lot of these gaming studios also have these outdated mentalities that only certain map, like in most MOBA games, that only Dota is competitive. So they only cater and they only organize rank infrastructure for 30% of their players, and then they wonder why they get bad results when they ignore up to 70% of their actual player base. That's esports, that's capitalism in today's age, and it's kinda insane what's going on. That's why I have been pretty much, even though I have been making videos and loved games for like 7-10 years now, I feel like content creation and gaming has been just slowly dying, because we have no real rankings, we have no real tournaments, we have just bots and promotional accounts on social media, so anybody that doesn't cheat also has no chance anymore, right? Which is a huge problem. Yeah, right? That's why even biggest content creators are quitting, because they get no results anymore. And that's why people stop taking sports seriously, even though deep down we want them to take them seriously. We wanna see who's the best, right? That's the whole point of sports. Man, it's kinda insane. And then guys who use cheats blatantly on they like Jesus, man. This is the problem when you give too much power to these companies that don't inherently understand what are they doing, what people like, you know. And then with social media manipulation, they can get away with anything, right? Even if you go, let's see, games, Steam, store, let's see, stats, most played, right? Isn't it ironic that the two games that appear top 1 and top 2 in Steam charts are both their own games, right? So of course they are probably boosting it in some way or another with market accounts, with bots. I mean, if they allow cheats in fucking actual live esports, like, you know, it's kinda insane. It's actually kind of funny when you actually understand the origins of Dota 2 and Counter-Strike 2. They're actually both just stolen ideas, right? They pretty much stole ideas, they stole even sound effects, item effects from other games. And then they made this. This is the problem when you let one company control so much market. They can get away with anything. And then you add capitalism, which is based on illusion, and you add bots on social media. You can do anything. You can manipulate any people you want. And the fact that Google and YouTube allows this, so much manipulation going on in there, it's probably one of the most controversial sites ever made, right? And then Reddit is the same thing, but you also have the karma. So anytime you have anybody that has an unpopular opinion, you just get downvoted, then you can't comment anymore, and it's even worse. It's like kinda insane what's going on. I have no games to play, like each game has problems. Battlefield, I can't even play it, I get boot error. Cataclysm, too grindy, right? Smite 2, they have no idea what are they doing, right? One of the worst monetization systems I have ever seen in Smite 2. One of the... We don't even have basic leaderboard and rewards for arena, you know, or any fun game modes. Literally the whole essence of MOBA. Clash, Siege. What we used to have 10 years ago, you know? That's why... And then you go on left, let's say Smite Reddit.
Apparently, Owner Pixel has wall hacking it.
And this place used to have thousands of community members. Now it's like 30, and the first post you see is just preaching the deal. Killgone appreciation post. And it feels like half of these are just botted comments here. I mean, I wouldn't really be proud of, like, what did he, being a lead developer, when you have one of the worst monetization system and one of the most divided community ever, right? Man, I don't know what to say. Killgone is dope as fuck. He does a great job and navigates informing the player base of bad things while trying to pushing highlights for the positives. Big thanks to you. Thank you, Killgone. Like... And then anybody that says anything negative, you just get downvoted, and they use some bot accounts to make you you know, feel like you are the bad guy here. That's what they have been doing for years. Even part of this community, they always do that shit, and it's always like, oh, it's usually bots or stupid people who defend these companies, you know. When they didn't do shit for us in last like 7 years, you know. They made, like, these guys made millions. They literally made millions. And how can you fuck that up, you know? But, you know, it was a great idea. It was managed great 7 years ago, and then certain people took over, you know, and then the game has been going downhill for what, 8 years now, even though it was at one point one of the best game ever made, one of the most popular MOBA on the market, and now we barely have 5,000 people. You see, this is the capitalism for you, when you put people in charge who have no appreciation, no understanding, when you let these big dog shit companies control everything, right? Social media, content creation, sports. We barely have any real esports anymore, Jesus, man. And then you go like, you go on YouTube and you know, you have the same 5 guys who are just manipulating algorithm, you know.
Stop it.
Because at the end of the day, this capitalism is based on illusion. How long can you keep up the illusion? And with bots, it's easier to do that than ever. It's not just bots, it's promotion accounts. Let's see. Some of these guys, you know, if you're a kid, you think, wow, this guy is so cool. It is. I love watching his compilation. But when you realize half of his comments are just promotional accounts, then you realize, oh, fuck this shit, you know. Because they know, like, if you make drama with bots, you can get, you can manipulate algorithm like that. Because at the end of the day, they don't care if you think bad about them. Because bad commentary is also, drama is also a way to manipulate algorithm, you know. But people don't really realize how broken a YouTube algorithm is, and has been for like 10 years now. The fact that they allow promotional accounts and botted comments to manipulate algorithm just totally breaks the whole platform, right? And you guys think I'm crazy, but you guys see MrBeast and wow, this guy is one of the biggest on YouTube. Yeah, there is a reason why he's big on YouTube, you know? Because he has been manipulating algorithm probably for like 10 years now. Guys like him are actually the sole reason. People who manipulate algorithm are actually the reason why the whole platform is dying in the long run. And, you know, you don't need to believe me. Let's just check comments, you know. Let's see how he gets so many views, alright? We're just gonna open all these comments. And let's see how many of these comments are actually real accounts. 2008, probably real. But who knows, people have been doing this for years. This is promotional accounts. This guy is probably just self-promoting. And another guy who is just self-promoting, and the rest are probably just bots, right? You see, these accounts are all 1-2 years old, so it's either bot promotional accounts or guys who self-promote. You see, it's insane. These are no real comments are here. These are all AI-made comments, you know. And the fact that YouTube allows this, you see, another 1-year-old account. This is just insane. And then a 2-year-old account. You see, it's only like 3 out of 7 accounts are real here. That's insane. And the fact that you allow this, which pretty much breaks the whole platform in the long term, is kinda insane. And why content creation has been dying, why esports has been dying, why gaming has been dying, and will continue to do so until these companies start doing things differently. Until, you see, in my opinion, what the problem with YouTube currently is that they have no control over their company. They have no control over the social media. I know people are trying to make money and things get ugly, but they should be the one to implement, you know, to make, you know, they should be the one to say, to see, oh, a lot of these guys are manipulating algorithm with promotional accounts. So why don't we make it so that only real accounts can control, how to say, affect the algorithm. But we all know they probably never do that, because that will pretty much kill the illusion that it's one of the most popular sites. But you can still find the middle ground. You could make it way harder to manipulate algorithm in some way or another. You know, there is probably a way without really killing the illusion why this platform is popular, right? No, it kind of pisses me off. You have people working for years to be the best, but then these companies don't even organize real rankings, real online tournaments. They reward cheaters and manipulators. And you can just go on Twitch And you can see that also. You can type League of Legends, and you can always check which are the guys who appear at the top, right? So let's go League of Legends. Let's check, you know, some handpick SPL players, right? Oh, those are the only guys who get anything out of this. That was always a problem with esports. It was never about sports. It was never about seeing who's the best, what it's supposed to be. But it was all about just to get more clicks on social media, people thinking you're one of the best even though you never were, calling yourself world champion even though you never really truly were, because the company has never organized real leaderboards and real online tournaments, right? Oh man, but whatever. It's kind of insane, you know what? Fake it till you make it, right? Some people started their channels by cheating and manipulating, and then they make real videos to make it seem like they're not, right? Yeah. It's kind of insane how broken YouTube algorithm is, because it always just promotes guys who are cheating. Let's see this video. 100,000 views in 12 hours.
All right, brand new Minecraft.
Let's see what's so insane about this guy. He's such a good content creator. No, he's just a guy who uses the most bots and promotional accounts to manipulate algorithm. That's the secret, guys. It's not about making good content. It's just about how far are you willing to go to cheat. You see, these are all bots. These are literally all 1-year-old accounts. You see? Or 2-year-old accounts. It's literally just bots. And this is how they made it. That's how broken this platform is. I spent 7 years on this platform. I think I'm pretty much done, you know? And then if you criticize any of those guys' companies, they can always just ban you, censor you, put you out of the algorithm. It's kind of insane. When I was like younger, I think, wow, YouTube is such a cool thing, but now you realize you're not just competing against other content creators, you're competing against 70% bots and promotional accounts. It's insane. And that's why nobody trusts you guys anymore, because you don't take control of your own platforms, and because you let other people control it, right? You should be the guys to be the one to say, algorithm manipulation is a bad thing, we have to control it, but you guys are not doing anything about it, right? No matter how many bad things happen because of this. But man, I'm pretty much done talking about YouTube. That platform is done. It's done. And then you go on Steam and it's same bullshit. It's just stolen ideas. Two most popular games are pretty much stolen ideas, and they are owned by the company who owns Steam, you know. And same with Banana. Oh man. And people, when you read any comments about Steam, you always preach Steam, because these are, you know, if they use bots to market accounts to pretty much boost their own games, what do you think? Why they also do that on social media? You see, social media is so easy to manipulate. Everybody can do it. You don't even need to use a bot. You just use promotional accounts. It's so easy. It's kind of insane.
And if this cop and this criminal survive 100 days together, I will give them $500,000.
What's going on?
Nice to officially meet you.
Nice to meet you, Lenny.
And these guys just make these staged up things, like, you know, and then they kind of make it easy. But you know, enough talk about YouTube and content creation. That thing is over. Maybe I'm just in a bad mood, you know, because when I wake up I have to listen to bullshit at home. So let's... I really wanted to play some Battlefield 2024, but man, I got boot error, it sucks. And I have to pay monthly subscription if I wanna play WoW more. It sucks too. And Smite 2 just feels dead, even though it's fun sometimes. I love it. But man, we don't even have basic leaderboard. Like, we don't even have basic leaderboard for Arena. And they were saying they're gonna add it, but they didn't do shit. That's the problem. They don't do shit, right? One of the worst, such a bad monetization systems. No, not even basic leaderboards, rewards for most popular game modes, what every MOBA needs to have. No online tournaments. Fucking, oh man. And then so-called pros, I watch them play on YouTube, they barely know how to play. I haven't seen a good support player in like years, literally years. And I watched all Smite SPL games, and there wasn't like one good support player who bought the correct items. Because all those guys got handpicked. There is no real online tournaments where anybody could join and we could get the best out of the best. That's the whole point of sports, to see who's the best, right? That's the essence of sports. Just like how the essence of a MOBA genre is fight of characters on millions and millions of different community-made maps, you know? Man, I think this is what people need to realize about capitalism, especially in America. There is no such thing as success. I mean, some people got lucky, but it's all an illusion, really. Especially you have this, you know, social media, celebrities, and then one day you realize, oh right, social media is mostly bots and promotional accounts. So it's being a popular content creator today. You know, it used to be like one of the such a cool thing to say, but now it's just it's just another guy who manipulates algorithm and pretty much destroys the whole platform in the long run, right? You could have two guys that make identical content, and one manipulates algorithm and another doesn't, and the first one will get like 3 times better results, if not more. It's kind of insane. And how can people have to try? You see, this is the problem. You guys made this capitalism. You put way too much power in these companies. But in order this to work, people need to have trust in companies, and they don't. That's how you manage sports, how you manage your content creation sites. People are just losing trust. You know, as people lose trust, it's just the only thing that's left is the illusion of you being popular. You know.
My blessings to you. Not a thought does it look.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain. Rampage!